It's TGI Now time. Back again in the K420 studio discussing real authentic truth talk, freedom of speech, and living in the now. Freeing your mind.
One episode at a time.
Shit, we trying.
Boom.
I like hearing the three of us doing that.
There we are. We live. What's going on?
A little under the weather today, but I'll be fine.
I can see over there. You're slumped over a little. Just chilling.
Stomach flu was the worst.
That sucks, dude. But you're here, and that's all that matters. That's what's most important.
Yeah.
You're here. We got our 281st episode. So
wow, 281.
You're here, and we're just keep rolling on. You know, we don't miss them. We try to. We've been consistent. That's one thing we can hang our hat on is we've been consistent for 4.5 years.
4.5 years, man.
You know, it'll be 5 years in June. You know, 5 years.
5 years.
5 years. It'll be June 20.
Wow, time flies, man.
June 21st, dude. We're coming into like the whole full circle of COVID too, because COVID started around this time, 2020, and then when I met you was April of 2020. So we're in that same 6 year window.
Wow,
you know,
that's crazy.
Isn't it nuts? I know. Now here we are talking about maybe Jeffrey Epstein still might be alive.
Crazy shit.
Who would have thought we would be talking about that 4.5 years ago? We were like, oh, we got to think about something, and then we got so much going on, and you know, I don't want to get into the files and all that. We can talk about that, but I just want to get into like some things about why that maybe he is still alive, and there's a reason why this is being dragged out like it is. I know a lot of people think it's because Trump's trying to cover it up, and he's in there and all that bullshit. But I don't subscribe to that theory anymore because he would have been done a long time ago.
Oh yeah, it would have been popped.
Remember what I said, dude, like a long time ago? If somebody is fucking a triple agent, like Barack Obama and fucking Jeffrey Epstein,
those
motherfuckers, you don't let that motherfucker sit in jail.
No,
you don't. He is a liability.
I agree.
I don't give a damn how much training he done had and not talking.
I agree.
He is a liability sitting behind bars. We need him immediately.
I totally agree.
We need him out immediately. He's not sitting there. I said that as soon as they said he was dead.
Yeah.
As soon as they said he was dead, I was like, you're not letting this motherfucker sit in jail. And they're not going to kill him. The knowledge is more valuable than anything.
Yeah, all he has on people.
Everything he has. They're not going to kill him.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He would be the most protected asset anywhere.
Mm-hmm. A
triple agent?
Yeah.
It's not happening.
It makes sense. I mean, because like you said, and you even brought up Barack Obama. I mean, he was a CIA asset as well, Barry Soetoro. So they all have come from that same cloth.
All of them.
It's all the same type of scenario. They got information on people, and that's more valuable than anything else.
Yeah, we're in the age of information.
Yeah. And it's dark to light too, because what darkness is lack of information. And then light is information, So, I mean, I think a lot of light is being shined on a lot of the things that we've been talking about for 4.5 years now. I mean, you think about all the subject matters we've been through between Epstein and the files and the adrenochrome and all these other things that we talked about.
Hillary,
the Pizzagate's going viral again. We did a show 2 years ago that said Pizzagate is real. It was one of our most watched podcasts. Because the people were looking for that information, and then now it's all coming out. I can go back to that. I can post that podcast right now, and people would think we were talking about it as we speak.
Today.
Yeah, and I'm going to do that. That's what I do with the gold and silver one. I post those because it's stuff that we talked about 2 years ago that's coming to fruition now. You know. Then like you always said, Eddie, this is our deed. So we're warning the people. We've been telling the people what's going on and what to do and how to be vigilant and do the right thing and protect yourself, get right with God and really, get your mind right. Like Rondell says, freeing your mind. You got to get your mind right with the stuff that's coming out, because a lot of the stuff that's coming out is stuff that people didn't want to believe, and now it's becoming real. I mean, how ironic we started Conspiracy Club 101 and all this stuff that people were saying were conspiracies 5 years ago are all like,
so true.
It's all happening. And you're like,
conspiracy.
Exactly. So I mean, how is that even possible?
How are they hiding it?
Yeah, exactly. So now we're living it. We're literally living in it, and that's why we met when we did 6 years ago. This time 6 years ago, because of that reason. Because we had to come together and we had to speak our truth and put that out there for people. So got a comment. I said one day he wasn't dead. Yeah. Yeah. Kevin, and thanks for the comment, Kevin. Yeah. I said day one. Yeah. Day one he wasn't dead. Yeah. And we said that too. Even though we weren't doing the podcast then when he died, we brought that subject matter up when the Epstein files were coming out and things were getting a little heated up with the Pizzagate. And then we were like, you know what? This guy's not dead. Like, there's no way.
We weren't doing the podcast when that?
No, when Epstein died. We just started it. Yeah.
We came up with the idea.
He died in 2019. Gotcha. So we were talking about the podcast in June of 2020. And then we started doing it, So, I mean, it's kind of crazy, and this is where we're at, it's all the stuff coming to the surface, what goes on the dark will be brought to the light.
Yeah.
And that's, we've always said that. Even one of our podcasts is called Dark to Light, which is actually with Jude Parker, which Jude is, he commented on my thing today, and he wants to come back on the show as well. I told him to call him back. I'm going to start inviting some people back that have been on the show now. I think it's time to bring them back around,
see what they think.
Thundercat was, I invited him to come back on too.
Yeah.
So we bring people back around that we know a lot better, and they've listened to the show and they paid attention to all the things that we know we've talked about over the years. It's a beautiful thing. So give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe.
Subscribe to the show.
Yeah,
we definitely appreciate that.
Get the info out there. I'll go ahead and play this video that I played for the guys before the show, and give you an idea of why we think this is the real deal of what's really going on.
Has Jeffrey Epstein been found alive? Well, there's a very mysterious note in the Epstein files that have many people asking, wait a second, is this dude still living? Was he body swapped? It's this note right here that was an anonymous 4chan post effectively saying, I'm a guard who works in the prison and I watched the day that Jeffrey Epstein died. And what happened was Jeffrey Epstein was wheeled out of his cell inside of a wheelchair. He was chained to that wheelchair, and then he was taken into a transport vehicle, never to be seen again. And this was a prison guard that was anonymous until the Epstein files were released. And now we know this man's name is Roberto, that he was a lieutenant at the jail, that he was somebody who is very high up. And now there's been much speculation to be said about Jeffrey Epstein and the autopsy photos and whether it's actually Jeffrey Epstein. People are saying there's different ears, different noses, and so on. But I'm going to draw your attention to the fact that the person who did the autopsy said straight up, like, there's no way that Jeffrey Epstein could have killed himself in this autopsy, and they doctored the autopsy.
The thyroid cartilage sits at the front of the neck.
I have never seen 3 fractures like this in a suicidal hanging. Sometimes there's a fracture of the hyoid bone or a fracture of the thyroid cartilage.
But not 3.
Very unusual to have 2. And going over 1,000 jail hangings, suicides in the New York City state prisons over the past 40, 50 years, no one had 3 fractures. Most hangings, especially free hangings, the ligature slides up to beneath the jawbone, the mandible. Here it's in the middle of the neck.
Dr. Baden says a wound straight across the neck is more common when a victim is strangled by a wire.
And then I wanted to also bring your attention to Megyn Kelly, who we really respect on this channel, saying, listen, you don't know anything about Jeffrey Epstein. You'll probably be hearing from Jeffrey Epstein very soon. What does Megyn Kelly know? Here we go.
We're not done with Jeffrey Epstein. I can tell you that for a fact. Can't tell you how I know, but I can tell you for a fact we're going to hear a lot more about Jeffrey Epstein in the coming year, and you may be even hearing from him directly.
So now we know definitively that the autopsy was messed with. Megyn Kelly thinks Jeffrey Epstein is alive. What do you think? There's some really wild theories out there.
There you go. There you go. Like Rondell said, that's the information that he held, whether he was taken into custody and put into a witness protection, and he gave him all the information.
It's too valuable of an asset.
Exactly. So the information's out there somewhere. I mean, so it had to be brought to the light at some point,
Can't let him slide.
Yeah, you know. So I
Bill
mean,
Gates had got an STD. I read that.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
From the island.
From some girl.
And he was begging for antibiotics.
Yeah, and then he wanted some Adderall.
Did he get like gonorrhea? Did he get some?
He,
Did
did,
clap?
he was trying to sneak it to his wife.
Yeah.
Tried to get it to his wife without her knowing.
He had the clap.
That shit's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, but again, it doesn't surprise me. You know, it's just this is the stuff we've been talking about for so long that is obviously happening. You know, that's the crazy part. You know, we called it, you know, especially the Pizzagate one. I mean, that's a big one. And then, you know, Liz Crokin's on Alex Jones talking about it. She was the one that brought it to people's attention. You know. And now it's going mainstream, you know, as far as, you know, Alex Jones goes. I mean, a lot of people listen to him. So, I mean, you know, she's talking about it on Alex Jones and saying, you know, this is real. Like, this is what they've been doing, you know. And I think that's, you know, like we said. And again, the bottom line is that we've always said that when they find out what they've been doing to the kids, that's when humanity is going to have to make a shift. And we're going to have to make a change and be like, wait a minute, you know, this whole ICE bullshit, no King's protests and all this stuff, that'll all be like a thing of the past.
Last thing you'll be thinking
about is any of that bullshit.
Well, one of the artists, I think Nicki Minaj, had pointed out that she's seen all kinds of shit go on in Hollywood with the, you know, sacrificing your kids, the blood, the adrenochrome, all that shit, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, no, 100%, you know.
Jay-Z's a sick fuck.
Well, we already knew that. See that, but a lot of people don't. Though. A lot of people were in denial. They didn't want to believe it. But that's the truth. That's the reality of it, you know. And so people are in denial, and those are the people that are going to get like forced to the light and be like, wait a minute. You know, this is, bringing up, you talked about adrenochrome. Here you go, Eddie. This is a good video that I saved today.
Adrenochrome, that's not true. It's C9H9NO3. This is a chemical compound that is absolutely, this has been around in modern science since the 1930s. You can actually, there's a synthetic form and there's a regular natural form, which is caused by torturing little kids to get their adrenaline up, essentially, and then extracting it from them. When you sit and so I brought this up a few years ago, and all of a sudden I was attacked by every media. Look it up. It's there. They absolutely went after me. And the next day, I never heard from my agency for 14 months. My lawyers let me go. My agency never called me after that. And essentially I was done.
For speaking the truth.
Yep. And then he was in the movie Sound of Freedom.
Yeah,
so, you know.
He was also in Passion of the Christ.
That's correct. Yeah.
That's where he became a Christian, actually.
Yeah. Well, now people are starting to find out about what he was just talking about. And that's stuff that people don't want to hear. They don't want to hear about that kind of stuff. You know, they don't want nothing to do with it, you know, because of that reason, you know, because it seems too extreme. It seems too out of control. Sorry. It seems like it's too out of control. Like there's no way that's possible. There's no way that's true, you know. But in reality, it's, you know, it's as true as you want to believe, you know, as far as you want to go down the rabbit hole.
It's happening.
Yeah. You know, and that I think is what will bring humanity at one point. We'll have to realize that this is what we have to come together, because it's always been about the kids. It's always been about the children, you know, no matter how you look at it. You know, that's the one thing. What's it about the millstone, Eddie, that they talk about, you know, in the Bible? You know, he talks about that.
Yeah, if you hurt one of these children, it's like putting a millstone around your neck.
Yep. And that's what he says in the movie Sound of Freedom. Jim Caviezel, he says the same thing in one of the scenes. He says it to a predator. He says the same exact thing, you know, because that's really what it comes down to. There's no getting around that, you know. And like you said about Nicki Minaj talking about it and all that kind of stuff, you know, they want to bring it out, but they've seen it. So some of them have seen it. They might have been a part of it, and then they repented, and now they're willing to speak the truth now. I mean, I look at it a lot of that ways, you know. You know, you don't get out of Hollywood just clean, you know, clean as a whistle. You've participated in something.
You made your deal already.
Exactly. So, you know, she wants to come out and say stuff. That's great. But, you know, what was she doing, too, if she knew about this shit? You know, that's the questions you have to ask yourself. And I mean, that's great that they're coming out and saying it. They might have made a deal, or it might have came to that come to Jesus moment, and they repented, because it's never too late. That's the thing.
No, it isn't.
It's never too late, because God loves us unconditionally. So there's never too late to repent and say, you know what, I did do that. I did be involved, and I was there at that party, and I didn't say nothing. I mean, stuff. I even look at it from like stuff that if you don't do nothing about it, that's a big part of it. My theory behind Dan Bongino is that he was a Secret Service agent when Obama and Clinton, and he had to have seen things that he knew were wrong, and he didn't do nothing about it. And I believe that he was approached, and he was told, you're going to come help us on the FBI for a minute. You're going to leave your show because we know what you did and what you didn't do when you were able to do something about something that you knew about. Because he had
He's back doing the show.
He is. He might have made a deal too. And he might have been like, you know what, I'll come talk to you. I'll come do my thing. I'll tell you everything that I know, and you'll have to leave your show. But then you'll get your show back once you do what you're told. Once you do what you ask us to do, what we ask you to do. Because if you were sitting around Dan Bongino talking shit about Epstein and he's not dead and all this stuff, and then they come knocking on your door, hey Dan, what's going on, buddy? His show's doing great, and he's like, oh yeah, and he's like, well, come on, we got a couple things we want to show you. We know you were Secret Service from this year to this year. And, we know that there's some of them kids might have been in hot dog parties at the White House, and you were there standing at the door, and you knew what was going on in that room. Why didn't you do anything about it? That's my theory with him. I mean, I could be way off, but if I put myself in his shoes and they come knocking on my door and I'm doing the show, and they have information that I know that I didn't do something about, stopping something from happening to a kid, I don't want people to know about that. I'm going to do what I need to do to come to Jesus moment, so that I don't get humiliated on TV. Because that's what would have happened to him if it was released and he was known that he'd stood down. They could bury that information if you do what they ask you to do. I could be wrong, but if anybody out there's listening that wants to challenge me on that, but that's my theory on that, because I wouldn't take an FBI job sitting around my house doing a podcast, making millions of dollars a year, and then saying, I want to go work at the FBI for a year during the craziest time in the history of our country, and put myself in that situation if I don't already know what the hell's going on, and I'm going to have to bring that information to the light, right? Makes sense. And like I said, it's just a speculation. But I put myself in his shoes. I mean, if I have a studio in my house, and I was making $1 million a year sitting here doing a podcast, and I didn't have to go fucking do shit. For real. I'd be like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Risk my life.
He's got a nice little house in Stewart, real nice. Megan Walsh tried to get him to help her with her case, and he blew her off and told her, I don't know what you're talking about, and didn't do nothing about it. So that's the key. The video for that for me was when Megan Walsh approached him and told him that her dad was trafficking her own children, and the way his eyes looked when she did that. I don't know if you ever saw that video. You ever see it? Oh yeah, no. She went and seen Bongino down on events in Palm Beach. She recorded it, and she was like, "Dan, I'm Megan Walsh." And he was like, "Oh yeah, Megan, I saw your dad at La Forchetta, which is a restaurant down in Stewart, right by the hockey rink where I play hockey." And he was like, "Oh, I saw your dad at La Forchetta." And she's like, "Oh yeah, well he's trafficking my kids." And he was like. And he just went like this. And so the look on his face when you see it, I wish I had the video teed up. The look on his face was like, oh, fuck. Because he had to know what these people are doing. And he went like this. And his wife grabbed his hand and started pulling him away when she was like, well, I'd really like to see if you can help us out. Not just about my kids, but trafficking in our country, in America. And he was like, oh, yeah. He's like, email me. The email's on the website. And his wife was yanking him away because she knew. She knows too. Yeah. So if he got the knock on the door, his wife's going to be like, you know what, honey, you might want to go, spill the beans because I don't want to lose this luxury life that I have right here. Because a lot of times the woman's the handler. And if I wish I had that fucking video pulled up. I don't know where it's at, but Megan, it was the look on his face, Eddie, you could tell he was like, oh shit, and this was before he, obviously left his show.
I think I saw the video. You showed it to me.
She approached him, and he completely just blew him off. It was like she blew her off, like it was like she was like, oh, as soon as she said, well, he's trafficking my children, and she through CPS, yeah, of course. And he went like this, and he went, oh,
scared shit out of
yeah, exactly. He was like, oh, no. Like he knew, the look on his face was like, oh, fuck, he's doing it to their kids too. Like, what the fuck, You remember he worked for Fox,
right?
John Walsh on Fox, the whole nine. Yeah. So it's just it lines up that he knows a lot more than he's telling people. So I think he's going to have a rough time on his show. I think a lot of people are going to really push back on him hard. But this is what I think he agreed to do. I think he agreed. I'll take the pushback as long as these people don't find out that I stood down when kids were getting doodled in the White House or wherever the hell they were. He was guarding whoever the hell he was guarding, because he saw shit. He did. He had to have. There's no way the whole time he was Secret Service, he didn't see some kids getting brought in a room or there's.
But they sign a disclosure.
Of course, 100%. But if you at that point you got to do something. You got to go.
Especially being a police officer.
Exactly. Right? You got to do something. You can't stand down.
Well, they do though.
They do. I know, and I think he did. I really believe he did. I could be completely wrong, but I think he's going to get a lot of pushback online. He's going to get, but he's willing to take it because at that point you gave up the opportunity. You're like, all right, I'll get my show back, but I'm going to take some pushback. But I'll take the pushback that I didn't release the files, or I said that Epstein really did kill himself, and people were like, what the fuck? What did he say that for? They told him to say that is what it was. They told him, like, just tell the people that he killed himself. You saw the evidence, everything. But the whole time on his show, he was like, Epstein didn't kill himself. They're going to release the files.
Well, they weren't even talking about it. Said there are no files.
Remember? Exactly. So they were told to do that for a reason. There's a reason for that. And then whatever that reason is, they agreed to it so he could have his fucking show back. So he could have his life back. He gave a year up of his life to go sit in the FBI office doing God knows what he did. And he really didn't seem to do a whole lot. And that's what people are assuming that he did. And he just went in there and covered everything up. And then he got back out and then went back to his show. But he's a big part of this. And how ironic that all the files got dropped like 2 days before he got his show. His show went back live. So there's all that timing, too. Think about that. All those files got dropped and his show started today, his first show back. That's not a coincidence either. He leaves the FBI and then he's back and his show's back, and then all the rest of the files are all coming about adrenochrome and fucking Pizzagate and all this shit. It's not a coincidence, man. I'm telling you. It's all coordinated for whatever reason. We're watching some kind of a scripted program. You good? Yeah. All right. We're watching some kind of scripted program. It's what it comes down to. Whatever that looks like. I'm going to play this video right here. This is a good one, too.
Okay, dear sheeple, you've had your fun. Now shit's about to get real. All that stuff you thought you knew? It's time you knew the deal. Your government lied, your TV lied, your system is full of shit. There is no virus and Joe Biden lost. Can you deal with it? Jimmy Savile was the tip of the berg. You're surrounded by paedophiles that steal and eat children in underground tunnels that go on for thousands of miles. David Icke was right. The Queen is a lizard. I'm sorry to break it so hard. Your life is a dream. The nightmare is real. And it's all in your own backyard. But you've had a good kip for most of your years. It's time to wake up and face up to your fears. You think the world's mad, and you'd be right. But it's madder than that. Better hold tight. When the truth is unleashed, it's gonna hit home. All of this crap, one word: adrenochrome. In front of your face, hidden in sight. They call it white rabbit, but this bunny's a fright. So sick and depraved, so evil and cruel, so hard to believe we're taken for fools. In simplest terms, our children are food for underground demons who've had you wooed. They built up a system woven with spells, designed to deceive and delight. It's really a farm, with us as the cattle, our souls stolen in cover of night. In your heart of hearts, you know this is true, although it's a cross we must bear. It's time to stand tall and choose your side. Do it with love and a prayer. God's had enough and sent some of us down to help all our spirits develop. The darkest day is almost here. It's time to wake the fuck up.
That was good. That's Mark Atwood. He's good. I watch his show. He actually did this video. This was during COVID when he made this video. It's not like it's recently. He just reposted it. Yeah.
Sound like it was made for today.
Exactly.
Adrenochrome.
He was way ahead of the program on that one. Way ahead. Yeah.
It's not true. It seems.
And then I think that's the other thing. That's it, really. And of course, you got these things here. That's funny. Those are in the Epstein's house. They were in Epstein's house. Yeah. Yeah. Not funny. Too funny. Yeah.
Do you ever hear, so I know this is off topic, but you ever hear the stories of the Mothman?
I haven't heard of them, no. Uh-oh.
All right, so there's like something in Virginia. It's like they think it's an alien.
I've heard of it, but I never delved deep into it. Yeah.
Yeah, but so for some reason, like this thing, like if you run into it and then you start talking, you go to the police or anything, like the Majestic 12 show up.
Oh, yeah.
So like that's crazy. Like why is government
showing up?
Yeah, like why is a wing of the government showing up for this thing?
Yeah, because they're abducting people. That's what they were doing. They supposedly were abducting people all the time. So they'd take them and they would take them. They weren't supposed to do it. The deal with Majestic 12 was they were only supposed to take so many people, and they started to overdo it. And so every time there would be a scene, they would be like, "Oh shit, they're doing it again." That's why, because they do it all the time.
So with that, like, I'm thinking, like, it's a lot of stuff in that in the story behind it that like coincides with like a lot of Stephen King shit.
Yeah. Yep.
So like I'm thinking like some of these authors, they're CIA agents just telling stories.
Oh yeah.
Like CIA something.
Yeah.
They're like Stephen King. He's gotta be.
He's gotta
be.
Yeah. He knows shit.
He knows way too fucking much.
All right, let's see. I got some comments. Crystal Self. I also feel like Kash Patel and Trump were down to releasing everything, and something is holding them back. They always look uncomfortable and scared. Definitely Kash. I wonder what evil is out there hanging out in their heads. I don't know if it's that. I think it's just a coordinated release. I think it's drip, drip, drip. I don't think it's they're scared to release certain things. You can only release so much to the public, right? Without people mass hysteria. So I don't think it's that at all. I think it's drip, drip, flood.
Not trying to cause a war on the homeland.
Exactly. And I feel like Trump did something bad. The Democrats would have released that so fast. Those
without a doubt.
Without
a doubt.
That's 100%. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
If he did anything wrong, that shit would have been out before he even. We would have got that months ago.
You would have got that before president, because the whole 16-year plan was for Hillary to win. So if they had anything on him, they would have brought it out before 2016. Before that election, they just took him down right then and there, but they couldn't because there was nothing they had. That's why they said, well, shit, if he wins, which he wasn't supposed to win, but he did. And then they were like, all right, we've got to get him out of here because, Russia. And remember there was those tapes that they said that there was, that he had Russian hookers pissing on him, and they had tapes and videos. And I laughed about that then. I was like, they don't have that. If they had that, it would be all over it'd be on TMZ for fucking 24/7 of a picture of him laying on the floor getting pissed on by hookers. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. And then Jill Jane says that neither is Charlie Kirk dead. Yeah, well, I mean, that's some theories about that too. I mean, you go down that rabbit hole too. You see a lot of things about, like, I don't see blood when he's getting taken to the car, and we can go down that hole. We already went down that show a couple months ago, but I'm sure we'll revisit that one too. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these people, you just don't know for sure what really happened. It's just. This is the Matrix. We live in a simulation, and the information's coming out faster and faster, so it's harder to wrap your head around it. If you're not getting your mind right, like you always say, Rondell, then you're in big trouble, because your head's going to be spinning when this stuff starts really getting really out there, and you're starting to say, is that real? Is that true? Like, that can't be true. That got to be AI. Got it. We already got our mind right. We got 280 episodes of all this stuff, not to mention all the other shows that we do. The Conspiracy Club 101 show, which I'll bring that out. We'll give a shout out to Caps as well.
Always looking out.
Gotta look out for Caps. We appreciate them looking out. I think they got the Super Bowl specials coming up. Let's check that out. And then here we go. Got the lunch specials, and then we got the Super Bowl coming out. I'll pull that up for the group to see. Super Bowl specials at Caps. There they are. Oh shit! Don't do that. What the hell happened? There we go. There it is. So give Caps a call. Give him a shout out. 772-770-CAPS or capspizzamenu.com. Tell them TGI Now sent you for 10% off. They got the Sunday deals. You get the Super Bowl Sunday deals. You can get them to set you up. Let's see. Costs to order. Pre-orders stop on Saturday, February 7th. So check them out. I'll give you guys a little shot. Now, why is that not opening up? It must go to the website. It keeps fucking locking up on me. What the hell? There we go. Yeah, so check that out. That looks like a good deal. Johnny's been going off on these
he's going crazy
videos.
I see it.
Look at that. Whole heart.
Oh, man.
It's so funny, man. So funny. Look at that. Right? So good. That the soup. I had the
broccoli cheddar soup.
Yeah, I had the chili the other day.
That chili?
No, yeah, that's broccoli cheddar. But I had chili on Sunday. I went down there on Sunday for some chili. It was really good. So when it's cold out, they always make something special. So give them a call. We appreciate them. We had Kevin on the show last week from Caps. Great show. We got a lot of great feedback from that. People really took a heart to his story and what he'd been through in the military and Iraqi vet and all that stuff. So he really was a good show. I look forward to having him back on again, and we give him a shout out as well. Good guy, and he takes care of us at Caps all the time too. So say hi to Kevin when you're down there as well. And then working on some more guests. I think we're going to have Thundercat back on the show as well. He's going to come back. He was on the show about 2 years ago, so I think we're going to circle back around and start bringing some guys back from the past. Also, Jude Parker was on the show too. A couple of local guys here in Vero that speak their truth, and so I think it's time to bring them back to the K420 studio. And then if anybody has any other people that they think, especially local listeners, but I mean also get people from out of town. We got some people we've always had on the show from out of town. Jess, the 3D Ford printer guy, he was on the show actually, and that was almost a year ago now. So I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Damn, that's almost a year ago.
Yeah, that was almost a year ago. Yeah. He just put a video out there too. Let me play this other video. This girl, this is good. I didn't know about this. So this was in the Epstein files too, apparently. I didn't even know that. Check this out.
People are not ready for what I found in the Epstein files. Do you remember when I went on Dr. Phil and said that President Biden wasn't actually Biden and it was just someone in a face mask? Everybody laughed, including Dr. Phil.
But you think the president may not even be Joe Biden?
Yeah, I don't think that it probably is Joe Biden. If you look at Joe Biden from 10, 20 years ago and the Joe Biden now, I am not going to gaslight myself into believing that is the same person.
Let's read this email. Biden is not your current president. The mask malfunctions on Biden are getting worse each day on purpose. This will end badly for blank, who is posing with a clone on Facebook. The dude playing Biden ain't Biden. Real Biden was an evil, sick, angry man that's an actor with a mask. We've been over this 1,000 times. It's never going to change. There's also mentions of crimes against humanity and other stuff in this email. I guess I wasn't so crazy after all, but I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Let me know what you think.
I didn't even know that. It was in the files. I haven't really looked at them because I'm just like, I'm so over it with the files, So it's like I don't even really go digging into that anymore. But I like this stuff that's coming out about, Epstein might be alive, and there's something about the masks and Joe Biden, he wasn't president. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I like.
That's that shit they took from Osama bin Laden.
I know.
The doubles.
I know.
All that shit.
All that shit, man. It's fucking crazy. I know. That one was interesting when I saw that one. I was like, I gotta tee this one up for the show too. So I'll do that. And there's Jess. We'll save that for later. Also, I want to give if anybody hasn't signed up for or joined the Conspiracy Club 101 podcast, we got that coming up a week from this Thursday. So next Thursday, so we had to change it to 6 to 8. So it's not 6 to 9 anymore. So I got to change that on the thing. But there's our page right there. And so just go ahead and on Facebook, go ahead and like the page, and we also got an event page as well, so you can check that out as well. So give that a like and a share too, and check out the event. Sign up for the event. I think we got about I don't know how many people we got signed up for it yet. I got to take a look, but check that out as well, and check out the Conspiracy Club 101 page. Right now, I got Joseph's fucking. He's fucking. There's some pictures there. There's a picture from it. So if you want to check it out, we're going to do it a little different format. We're going to do the podcast live from Filthy's right here in Vero Beach, and then we're also going to have different tables if enough people show up. We're like, if you want to, everybody wants to get together and sit at a table and talk about a topic on their own, and then bring the topic on the show. We're going to try to do it that way. So just trying to change it up a little bit, try to make it a little bit more streamlined. We got some merch as well. So if you guys want any t-shirts, we got t-shirts for $20 a piece. So check them out as well. And then I think the t-shirts on Joseph's been posting like crazy on here. Jesus. Here's the t-shirts right here. Check out the shirts. They're pretty cool. They're real colorful. They're gray, back and front. $20 a piece. We'll ship them to you as well. I think I'm shipping one up to Canada and one up to, I think, West Virginia. So yeah, there's people reaching out and they bought a couple over online. So check that out. Conspiracy Club 101. Any topic is game, so we don't matter what topic you want to talk about. No judging. We just straight up just do it. So here's the event page right here. So we got 16 people responded already, so that's good. So maybe we can get about 30 or 40 people this time around. It's at Filthy's right here in Vero Beach. Filthy's Fine Cocktails and Beers. Thanks to Nick Novak and Angela for allowing us to do the event there. We wouldn't be able, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a place to do it, obviously. So we appreciate that. And then Joe Zepp helping out as well. Joe, it's kind of his idea, And then To The Point podcast will be there. Mike from To The Point's in the chat, and then Joanne Binford from Binford Chronicles, IRC Media. So we got a whole bunch of different podcasters that show up. We might have a couple surprise people as well. So check that out as well. Thursday, February 12th, 6 to 8 p.m., not 9 p.m., so I got to fix that. So then we'll probably go live around 6:30 and then go till 8. So we'll go like an hour, 15 hour, 20 minutes. So we just got to speed it up a little bit quicker than we did before we had till 9. So we'll have to speed it up a little bit this time around. I got to talk to Mike about that too.
Get a better process.
Yeah, he's got the karaoke starting at 8 now. So so I guess we're not bringing in enough people. So it's all good.
Makes sense.
No big deal. Yeah.
Business is business.
Business is business. Yep, I know. You got to pay the bills. Courtney's karaoke, so check that out as well. So we'll be there, and then like I said, we're hoping to make it a little bit, it grow a little bit to where we can have like some kind of an event of some sort, and where we can have like some music and some vendors and just make a day of it one time. So and just try to build it up. So it takes time, but we'll get there. So remember this video here, Amy Robach. This girl, she was wanting to bring out the stuff out about Epstein before he got arrested. So this was like before. Wait, what year was this? This was remember in 2019 when Amy Roy dropped the truth about Epstein in it leaked video, when she was supposedly stopped from airing it. Her Jeffrey Epstein exposed implicated Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton. This was 2019. I think it's before he got arrested and killed himself, or supposedly killed himself. So I'll play this real quick.
He was caught in 2016 by a reporter.
Oh yeah. And then he remember he was back in 2008.
Well,
he
actually,
had
2011. He got caught.
Yeah, and he had shit in 2008 too.
Mm-hmm. No, she started looking into him in 2008.
Yeah, and then Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago around that time too. See, it all goes together. This is all drip flood.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton. We had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. And I had it all 3 years ago.
She had it all.
Shit. To the point where they was making Law and Order episodes about the motherfucker before he got arrested.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's nuts. It's future proofs past. It's future proofs past events. And that's really what it comes down to. She had the information then, but they didn't want to. They weren't going to release it. They weren't going to allow it to happen. For whatever reason. And now it's all flood. Now it's become a flood. For whatever reason, now it's hitting people hard now. The
government let it happen.
Yeah.
He was their boy.
Yeah, he was their boy, like you said. He was their boy. That was what it comes down to. Hope that he's all right. You can check on him at all?
For real.
Yeah. He didn't come back. That's too funny. Hope he's all right.
That silver, get it out of him.
Hopefully, yeah. As soon as he told me that, I gave him that colloidal silver. I was like, dude, you got to fucking take this. You got to fucking get ahead of it. Because if you don't, it's going to get worse and worse. And you're going to really be pissed.
I got a little scratch in my throat. I'm chugging orange juice. Everything.
You can't help but have it because of the weather. The weather
temperature drops.
Crazy. Yeah, it drops too quick, and then everybody's out walking around, dicking around, and then
this weather we've been having? That's a hot day in Colorado.
Oh yeah, this is nothing for them places.
Can you imagine that?
I couldn't live like that.
Fuck no, bro.
No, even when we went up to Rhode Island last year, I was like, it was like this. It was like this, but it rained. It was like snowy. It just kept snowing, and and it would be wet, and then it'd be cold, and then the sun would come out for a second, and then you'd be kind of warm, but then as soon as that sun went in, you were freezing. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. I stayed by the fire most of the time. I couldn't help it. I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing that. It's too cold.
I went to Colorado. It had a fucking snowstorm when we got there, so it was I want to say negative 12, something like that. The next day, it's fucking 50 degrees. People are walking around like it's fucking summertime.
Oh, man.
Y'all ain't all right.
We got another comment. Michelle says, he's still alive and running business as usual. Some are continuing to be protected by the Israeli government and the disgusting elite here in America. Yeah,
there's an email that says that fucking they own Bitcoin.
Yeah.
When the files, it says they owned fucking him and Ghislaine owned Bitcoin. It was their way of getting money without being traced.
Mm-hmm.
The Satoshi pseudonym is working perfectly.
Yep.
Is exactly what they said in the email.
And what did that guy say? The finance guy, Jim. Was it not Jim Willie? It was the other guy.
He said, "Well, y'all find out who the fuck owned Bitcoin. Y'all gonna be sick."
Yeah, he said if you find out who started Bitcoin, you would sell it and run to the hills right now, because I think it's already crashing right now. It's down to 70,000. Yeah. It's going to crash down to probably 20. Probably it's going to go down. It's going to crash.
I don't know. I think it's going lower than 20.
It might. I think it's going to drop pretty hard though. I think it's really going to drop hard.
They gotta like I told you before, they have to fucking fuck up all this shit.
Yeah.
You got to destroy shit before you can build.
Yeah.
Shit got to get built on top of something.
That's true. Yeah. No, it's true. Well, I always think, and, you know, we talk about this, we talk about silver a little bit too. You know, I've always said that I think that the commodities will be backed, that those coins will be backed by something, because you're going to have a way to transact. You're going to have a way to be able to digital transact without using the banks. You know, you're not going to use fucking Cash App when you're using silver and gold. There's nothing there. Your Cash App's literally trading cash.
I say they can only lie about gold and silver for another month.
You think so? Really?
That's it.
Wow. Damn.
I
think you're probably right. You know,
the bonds, you can show that they dying.
Yeah.
Gold and silver, like raw gold and silver.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have to stop lying about that. In a month, they're gonna be forced. There will be no choice. Everybody knows now China is done.
Yep.
That's nobody's giving out gold. We not getting gold.
Yep.
Our deposits are fucking dwindling.
You're right. Yep. Yep. And then
you can't lie. I give it another fucking month.
Yeah, I think you're right, because
they're gonna try to hit us with this invasion, alien invasion. The fucked up part about it is gonna be a lot of people just gonna say so.
So exactly, you're right. I think that's gonna get to that point. Yeah, you're right. I think so.
They ain't never did nothing. If you get caught in the woods, they get your ass. I ain't going in the woods.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They ain't popping up in Florida just grabbing motherfuckers. Ain't no woods like that around here.
And then with this like what you said with the gold and silver, the silver contracts. There's a lot of contracts that are up in March, so they have to make good. There's a deadline. I was watching a guy on YouTube last night, and he was breaking down all the contracts that are due in March, dude. It's like stupid.
February, March. What I said, another month. You can't lie for it.
You just said
another month.
That's why I brought it up.
That's another month.
I think in March, you're going to see an avalanche. I think you're going to see a serious avalanche in the money system with gold and silver, and then the dollar is going to be a big problem with all this debt that they got going. You know,
watch. It's going to be a big ass switch. You just got to look at it one day. Yep. Silver was down to like $70 the other day.
Yep.
208. Yeah, well, yeah. It's going to go crazy.
I think you're right.
Get ready.
Yeah, I think
it's going crazy.
I think you hit it on the head. You know, it went down yesterday to like 72, but then it popped all the way back up, and I think it's back at. Let me look at it right now. So I think the Asian market just opened up too. So let's take a look.
Won't last long. 85, back to 85.
Let's refresh it and see what it says. 88. Look at that, up $3.
Another month.
Yeah, look at that.
You can only lie for another month.
88.59. See, and everybody was screaming, "No, it's going to go back down to 50." And I'm like, "No, man." I'm like, "You're never going to see $50 again. It's not going to happen. This is a different reality that we're in now. It's a different program. Yeah, it's a different program we're in. It's gonna spiral. It's gonna just go bananas. You know, I mean, that's kind of what I've been watching with Bo Polney, the Great Wealth Transfer. You know, that's what he's right here. This is what he's talking about right here. See, where's the wealth transfer? Death Angel and the Great Wealth Transfer in 24 hours. Must watch Bo Polney interview. Yeah, I think you hit it on the head, Rhonda. I'm gonna watch this one tonight before I go to bed.
I think it's only another month. When shit tighten up like this is supply and demand.
Yep.
And the demand is so high.
And look at the price he's got up there.
It's not going to be that, bro. That 121 ain't shit.
Right? That's what it topped out at before it dropped. Was
there
121.
has never been a demand like this.
Yeah. Yep.
Electric cars are fucking depending on this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fucking solar panels are depending on this.
Mm-hmm. You're right. 100% right. That's what's happening. It's being consumed. And I was at Country Kitchen. Shout out to Deborah at Country Kitchen.
Free energy is depending on gold and silver.
I was talking to him, and we were talking about gold. We were talking about silver, and he was like, I put my money in this, other things. I should have bought some silver. And he's like, that's what's being consumed, is what he said. That's what he said. He's like, we consume it so much now than we ever have. So people are realizing it's getting into the consciousness of people that we're consuming it so much, and we don't consume gold, like you said. We don't consume it.
A lot of people didn't realize, like, France took all its gold back once it realized, oh, damn, they just got a print machine.
Exactly.
Over there sitting in the United Nations. They just got a printer just fucking printing shit out.
Printing it away.
The money, our gold don't mean shit.
Exactly.
So let's go get our shit.
That's exactly
Send a plane right over here to grab that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said, oh, nah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Don't know what's going on over there, but we coming to get our shit and have it ready.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Yeah, that's.
I have no choice but to put it on that plane.
Exactly.
Ship it the fuck out of here.
Ship it the fuck out. You're exactly right.
It wasn't ours.
Yeah.
Wasn't using it for what it was supposed to be used for. We were supposed to get that gold and put it somewhere it could fucking make our money
do something.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's it.
That's what France thought. It was like, damn, if we give them the gold, they can make our money worth a little more.
Yep, that's right. Until they started shaving it down, you know.
Then we started seeing, God, what the fuck going on? And we weighing this shit before we take it.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Oh, that's funny. Oh,
they better be right on the motherfucking dot.
Right, it's true. And that's, you know, and again, that's, you know, and it goes back again to the money system and the debt system. You know, this is, and we'll go back. I'll play this video, and then we'll get ready to wrap it up here a little bit.
Found out what that kilo of gold was worth.
Yeah,
fucking $175,000.
Damn, that's crazy. 175 G's. Damn, dude, that's nuts. Holy fuck!
It's a house.
It is a. It is.
2010.
Well, not anymore. Is
at 2010, that's two houses.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you could have bought this house for that. Yeah. Here, I'll play this. This is the guy, Ken O'Keefe. He stayed at my house for a couple weeks when he was in town. He was like kind of homeless, but he was, you know, this guy was one of the ones that woke me up to 9/11 and stuff. He was really big, and he came. He stayed at my house, and he was right on the money. And he taught me a lot about the money system. This is a short video there.
Is the financial system. We can argue till the end of time about who runs the world. Is it the Jesuits? Is it the reptilians? Is it the Illuminati? Is it the Freemasons? We can go on and on and on and on about this. But I don't think it is reasonable to even begin arguing about the mechanism that is used to exert this control. The mechanism is finance. The whole point of finance is to indebt, otherwise to enslave. What is a mortgage? I mean, what does that stand for? It's a death grip. So when you get a mortgage, you have a death grip held over you because you are in debt. You don't even own the house. The bank owns the house that loans you the money to buy the house, unless you're fortunate enough to have all the money to buy it outright. And even then, you can be taxed by the government. And if you fail to keep up with those taxes, the government can then take it from you. The whole system is based on a financial fraud, which effectively takes the power that we have and it gives it to a tiny group of individuals who are running the world through the control of finance. With the infinite supply of money that we have allowed them to take, they have literally an infinite supply of money, and with that money, and from their psychopathic point of view, they have bought everything and everyone who can be bought. Very clear that the head of the snake is the financial system.
There you go.
Without a doubt.
Ken O'Keefe. Yeah, he was an Iraqi veteran too. He was another one that went over to Iraq before the 9/11 Iraq in 91, the first Iraq war. And that's when he came back and he woke up to shit because he was like, he saw that there's no reason we were supposed to be there. You know, this is bullshit. You know, there's nothing going on over here. No weapons of mass destruction. You know, it was all he saw the whole sham with the Gaza and Jesuits and all that shit. You know, he saw it all. Yeah, he told us a lot of stories, but he woke us up though. He definitely gave us some good info. You know, smart dude for sure. Give us a like and a share, everyone out
Subscribe.
there. We appreciate it. Go to the Conspiracy Club page and sign up for the Conspiracy Club 101. We also have our IRC Media website as well, so check out IRC Media. We have a couple podcasts there as well. The Board Report, and we do a board report every every week on Friday at 7 p.m. we bring on guests to talk about local stuff in the community, local businesses. And there's our other podcasts, TGI Now, To the Point, Benford Chronicles, Board Report, Connecting People and Places, Sharing the Narrative, and a couple more. We're supposed to add a couple. I think we got 3 more we're adding too. So, and we also have Gun Stuff TV as well on the show on the website too. So check them out. Gun Stuff TV. They do a whole bunch of podcasts about guns and stuff like that. Check that out as well. There they are. That's right there. Gun Stuff TV. Family First in New County. We got Back in the Day coming soon. That's a podcast. Then we got Sunshine Journal, which is Thomas Kinney's local newspaper here in town. His local is a Substack, so check him out. Give him a subscribe as well if you're local. He does a lot of local stuff as well. He's usually a guest on the Board Report podcast, as well as Jennifer Pippin from formerly Moms for Liberty, but now Family First Indian River, which is right here. So check them out as well. So, and then check out our merch too. We got merch on the page. Check out that, shop a little bit, and we haven't put the Conspiracy Club stuff up there yet, but we can add it to you, $20 a shirt. So check it out. We got Rondell's Love Peace Chicken Grease there. So check that fucking shirt too, boy. It's right there. So we got a bunch of good stuff. So check them out as well. And then check out the boys at To the Point tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Check them out as well. Check their page.
Give our boys a like and share.
Give them a like and share too. You know, we're always looking for more followers. You know, our Facebook page is growing pretty good. And then we've been getting a lot of new followers on the
on we not censored.
Spotify. Yeah, right. Yeah, so check that out too. I hope that he's all right. He never came back. Is he laying out in the bed in that thing out there? Eddie? Is he in the bathroom or did he leave?
I don't know. No idea.
All right, hopefully he's all right.
Hope he's all right.
Yeah, he should be. He should be good. He should be good. And then what else I got to throw out there? I think that's it. I think that's all we got. I think that's it. Huh? So we'll just wrap it up here. Right at an hour. All right, guys. Well, appreciate you tuning in.
Always appreciate
please
you.
Share and reach out to us if you want a T-shirt. Just send me a message or send a message to the TGI Now page, and we'll ship it out to you, and we'll get you a T-shirt. We got all kinds of sizes for Conspiracy Club, and then you can get your other merch on the ircmedia.net page as well, the website. All right. So, all right, guys. Stay human.
Love, peace, chicken grease, baby. We out. God bless.
Right? There you go. God bless everyone.